Okay, so we go for next one. All right. Now, in the Visuddhimagga, you'll find the book there. So this one you'll find is after the okay. So it's between the Marananusati and Anapanasati. So there are various huge information here. So for those who want to practice in detail, so please refer to this book. I will just give the important key point, which I think something that we can practice, right? So now before we go to detail, so it's good to have some general idea why we need to practice this asubha, or we call it the 32 body parts. Now, under the four guardian meditation, Chaturaraka Bhavana, four guardian meditation, we have Buddhanusati, Metta, Asubha, and Maranusati. So all of them have different purpose. Buddhanusati, when you chant ETP, so Bhagawa, and so on, and it's same with the Dhammanusati, Sanghanusati. So this is to have faith in the Buddha Dhamma Sangha, increase your confidence, and so on. Metta is to have loving kindness and to reduce ill will. It's also good to improve your relationship with others. Now, Asubha, we call it 32 body parts. You can get first jhana because there's a need for Vitakka also. And Marananusati, we already discussed last week. So if you feel lazy, sometimes you feel you want to have more spiritual urgency, so it's good to practice Marananusati. So these four are called four guardian meditation, which we can practice anytime, anyway. Now today we will talk about this Asubha. All right, so this means that we already practiced Buddhanusati, we already done the Maranusati. So Metta we have not done yet, but I think previous lesson I did mention about something. Right, now Asubha in Samatha Vipassana. So it's good to compare different types of meditation for us to know what is in Samatha and what is in Vipassana. So for these Samatha objects, or normally we have the Pali word Kammatthana. Karma is in a way, karma means work. Thana is a place. So a place for the mind to work. So normally we translate as sometimes they call it meditation, like Vipassana. In a Visuddhimagga, they translate as with meditation subject, but actually we call it meditation object also can. Or sometimes we call it bhavana. Bhavana means meditation. So these are. But in samatha, most of them are just a concept, all right? Because kasina is a concept. Anusati, most of them is concept also. Metta also concept. Vipassana is based on four foundation or mindfulness, or what we say actually very obvious. The object of Vipassana is namarupa. So most of the time is actually reality, all right, a real one. So samatha is a concept and Vipassana most of the time is on namarupa, means mind matter. Now, on kasina, we already finished 10 kasina, Patavi, Apo, Tejo, Vayo, and then blue, red, or yellow, white, and then light and space. So 10 of them. Asubha, so we didn't go through, but we just go briefly. So it's an impurity. Anusati, 10 of them. So we have done Buddha, Dhamma, Sangha. Sila is morality. Chaga is generosity. Devata means on about deity, Maranusati. And today we will talk about this Kayagata Sati. Okay, so this is a topic today. Mindfulness, literally Kaya means body. So Kayagata Sati means mindfulness. Mindfulness on the body is 32 body parts. So Anapanasati, so we mentioned just now, breathing meditation. Upasama is on peace, on Nibbana. So this on the 10 Anusati. Brahma Vihara, sublime state. Brahma means it's kind of like we are talking Brahma God. who always live with loving kindness, radiate loving kindness. So the mind is much more higher level. So we call it sublime state. So metta, karuna, mudita, upeka. So loving kindness, compassion, rejoice, and equanimity. And alupa or lapa, alupa. So immaterial. So ahara particular sanya. So this is a loathsomeness or disagreeable nature of the nutriment. The last one is chatu datu wawatana. So after you know the 40 samatha practice, so if you find that you doing the anapanasati is difficult, so you can choose other types. Okay. So not to say breathing is the must, but breathing is only one of them. So if you find you have difficulty to get some good mindfulness and concentration, maybe it's a time for you to change the meditation subject or object. Now, we are going to compare this one and this one, all right? Kaya nupassana, Vedana nupassana, Chitta nupassana, Dhamma nupassana. Kaya means body, Vedana means feeling, Chitta means mind, and Dhamma means mental object. Now, you can see Anapanasati is here. You also got the Anapana in the, okay. So I put the different color so we can see. So one thing about breathing is good because you can practice as a samatha to get jhana, if not get excess concentration. So one, your mind already has joy and piti, and joy, piti, sukha, vitaka, vichara, and so on. So you can just change to vipassana because it's the same meditation object or subject, but when you go for vipassana, you're trying to see anicca, dukkha, anatta. So you have four main posture or small posture, so Iriyapada. Then clear comprehension is needed at any time. Clear comprehension is kind of like mindfulness with knowledge. And you find this particular manasikara. So this one will be same with this kayagata sati, right? So it's same thing. So dhatu manasikara is same with this chatu dhatu vawatana, four great elements. So for those who print out, you can use different color to highlight them. Or if not, you just draw arrow lah. Here it's not easy for me to draw arrow. There's no software. And then the Sivatika Papa, 9 stage of corpse. Okay, then feeling and so on. Now, you had this one, and this is a asubha here. So you had this color. And you also got this color. Okay, so we can see the same meditation object you can use as samatha and vipassana. So we have asubha here, 1, kayagata sati, which is repulsiveness, 2, anapana, breathing meditation, 3, chatu dhatu vawatana on 4 great elements. So that's mean that 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 types can be samatha and vipassana. Now, what's the difference between this asubha here and this asubha here? Okay, I think I mentioned previously. Thomas, what's the difference between this number 2 here and this number 2? They are asubha, right? These two. So what's the difference?
The reflection on the 10 stages is the reflection on the decomposing of the body until only the skeleton is left, and the mindfulness on the body part is contemplation of the different parts of the human body.
Okay, so both of them
While
are
the
they
body is
asubha?
alive.
Both of them are they of asubha? We call it
Yes,
loathsomeness.
it's asubha, yes.
Okay,
Yes.
so is there another way beside what you say? This is on up the way, decomposition up the way of skeleton, and this on the 32 body parts. So since both of them are asubha, is there another way to see them? Asubha in which manner? Is there another way? I did mention before. That's your memory.
I don't know what you mean. It's the 10 stages we can contemplate on another
Uh,
body, and the 32
yes,
body
yes.
parts we can contemplate in our own body, in
Right, yes.
ourselves.
That's the thing. This is on
Okay.
external. All right. So this is
Mhm.
on internal.
Internal, yes. Internal
Yes.
contemplation.
Yes. Okay. So this one is much more troublesome. You need to find a corpse can you find a corpse? Not easy, right? Unless somebody die. Even somebody die, you cannot tell the family members, I want to see the corpse of your family member decay and so on. So you leave the body there for 10 days or 1 month. Nobody will borrow you the body. It's not easy, right? It's not easy to find this external object. But to have internal, that means that find your own body as a asubha is easier. All right, it's actually easier. That's why sometimes we can practice this at any time because it's part of our body. We don't need to purposely look for the object. It's already here with us right now. Okay, so there's a difference between, imagine it all the way troublesome trying to find this. But another way, what I say, if you have pet dog, like here we had dogs who pass away, cat who pass away. So you can see the body, you can see how they fight with each other. Sometimes the worms, like the dogs recently, they try to escape. Our dogs very funny. The moment we had, normally we had dog hole, they escape through all the dog hole. So I cover the dog hole because the big dog from outside want to come in. So the next stage is what they do. They climb over the gate. The dogs here, literally they climb over. But when they climb here, climb over, their legs are injured by the gate has some sharp thorns. So then the skin all come out, can see. Yes, Brother Cole, you want to say something?
Yeah, can I look at it another this way?
Yes.
Case of the 10 stages of COPS, it is more gross, whereas the 32 body parts are more subtle in a way. Another way when I initially understand is that in the case of stages of COPS, it could be from the what you call um the the challenge to oneself that death can come anytime, just like the dead body.
Mm-hmm.
Whereas in the case of 32 body parts is more of the beauty. That means a person may look at the beauty or appreciate the beauty of the body excessively. So
Mm-hmm.
with 32 body parts, maybe it is more striking. That was my
So you
initial.
say these crops are more gross in nature and this is more subtle in nature?
Yes, that's what I.
Okay. Yes, you also can say in this way. Uh, it depends on your interpretation. Yeah. Yeah. So yes, you can put in this way also. But to me, it's much more obvious. One is external, one is internal. One you need to find it's very troublesome to find a corpse. No, it's not easy nowadays. Yeah. You cannot say, please borrow me. Let's say somebody, father, mother pass away. You cannot say, I need to borrow the corpse. Let me study the decomposition states for 3 months. And where are you going to keep the rotten corpse? It's very smelly. Okay. Yeah. All right. Anyway, thanks for your different idea. All right. It's
How
okay.
about the idea
Mhm.
of, I thought, I'm not too sure whether it's still in practice in Tibet or was it in
Yeah, they
Nepal where
left
they,
the body for the vulture to eat, right? Yeah.
ah,
Not
so,
sure. I know social, not sure now. Okay. Yeah.
thank
All
you.
right. Anyway, thanks. So Brother Cole say this is more on a gross and this more subtle. All right. So another one, what you say? Okay. Okay. Anyway, for me this is very troublesome to find. It's not easy to see this one, but this is actually easier to find. Right. And one thing is when you see external, you see the asubha in external thing, it's actually very far from you. But when you see asubha, loathsomeness or impurity in your own self, then you start to feel it. Let's say if you have some cancer, when you have cancer, then due to the cancer will attack some cell, then your body will become bloated or whatever maybe. So it's one example. Remember last time when Saji Agawati go to one of the hospital, it's a public hospital. So next to me, there's one, I think about 50 years old man. He has some nose problem, maybe nose cancer, whatever. So he was the things coming out from the nose non-stop, the snot. So and then he has nobody take care of him. He was sitting next to me. So he was having a handkerchief. He tried to stop all the things come out. So I feel very girly at the time. Means that very loathsome because it's actually you can see the body parts all come out. But imagine if you have some cancer or whatever, you see your body parts come out. Okay, like your blood non-stop moving, your blood come out non-stop, or snot coming, or your body turn to other color, then you really see the nature of the body. All right. This is why when people are having the 8 precept, the idea is do not make up the body, right? Don't wear ornament, don't make it beautiful, don't embellish it, don't put perfume or whatever, because we want to see the body as it is. There is a asubha nature. So anyway, out of 40 samatha practice, you can choose which one that you like. And it's also one of the assignment for you all to write something about kasina and anusati. Right? Thomas, the assignment is there already. All right. Okay. Okay, so it's for us to compare samatha and vipassana and kaya gata sati. The topic today, 32 body part, is internal part. In the kaya nupassana is actually called particular manasikala. Manasikala, manasi, the Pali word manas is the mind, all right? Si is a locative, means in the mind. Kala is make. So literally making in the mind repulsiveness or repulsiveness in the mind. So you can see the name here is different from the name here. So these two are same. When we have this kind of practice, it's good because we can change from samatha to vipassana. Right. Now, today, what we do is we already done the chanting. So this chanting is good because it said this body of mine, udam, onwards, padatala, from the soles of the feet. So when you read the Visuddhimagga, we call it delimitation. So when it's like the sole of the feet is the lowest point. The crown of the head is the highest point, and it's surrounded by skin. All right. So when it's surrounded by skin, we cannot see the nature. But let's say if we take out the skin, then you can see the body parts. And what I say, full with asuchi, asuchi no. Suchi actually is a Malay word, pure. So it's actually Pali word. Asuchi no means unpure. Full round, filled, nana pakarasa, all sorts of. And now on the 32 body parts. And when we are learning this, later I'll mention 32 body parts, which we can combine with the 4 great elements. In a way, because earth element, there are 20. When we say 20 as an earth element, means that, of course, when we say, for example, in the flesh and so on, there's also water element and so on. There's also fire element. But earth element is predominant. Okay, so you can write a predominant earth element. And here, this is a water element predominant. So there are 12. Okay, because 4 great elements in Abhidhamma, they arise together, they cease together. So there's no way you can say when there's earth element, there's no other things. But here, predominant is earth element. Now, under the earth element, we have this one. Kesa, Loma, Naka, Danta, Tacho. So this is called group 1, skin pentat. Pentat means 5 in 1. Ended with the skin, right? So we call it tacho. So this one for the young samanera or even like Sally, when they shave the hair, so they will recite again and again for them to do contemplation. Because the moment shaving the hair fall down, you can see it as asubha. It's like the nature of mind. The moment it attached to our hair, we say our hair is very beautiful. The moment you shave it, it leaves the body. We see it as it's a dirt. Nobody really want to keep your hair. But in Myanmar, there's a tradition where because here the ladies have long hair. So after they cut the hair, so they keep it and then they sell it off for donation. All right. So in that case, the hair is useful. But most of the time after we cut the hair, so the hair is become asubha. The moment it leave the body, it's no more belong to the body. You can see it as it is asubha. Okay, that's why during the novitiate program, so they will chant this Kesa, Loma, Naka, Danta, Tacho. hair, body hair, nail, teeth, skin. And these 5 we can see with our physical eye. Right? The rest, most of the time, we cannot even see it. We cannot see the flesh, sinew, bones, bone marrow, kidney, heart, liver, and so on. Right? And out of the water element, only some we can see. Okay. Now, so these 5 can be seen with our physical eye. So this one we can contemplate. So instead of waiting to see the corpse or whatever, so it's better we contemplate this every day because we can see this with our physical eyes. So beside this, what else can we see? Okay, Sister Sumita, which one can we see with our physical eyes sometime?
The water element part where we can see the sweat, the fat, the blood,
Okay.
phlegm.
Now the fat, where can we see the fat?
Oh, fat
Yeah, actually, it's not easy to see also.
muscle. Fat also sometimes like we over sweating, then we can feel the color of the clothes will turn acidic.
Okay.
So
Okay, so beside this, what else?
tears,
Tears.
saliva, snot, urine, faeces.
Yeah, okay. And then another one is always we can see one is urine. Yeah.
Urine.
Okay, your urine is much more obvious. Okay, there's another thing we can see here is karisam. Okay, karisam. So for those who print out, you need to highlight it.
Excrement, yes.
Yeah, okay. So this is good because we can contemplate every day. So you no need to wait for you to have a deep jhana to see this inside part, the internal organ. So instead of waiting for the jhana, so right now we can practice this, especially when you go to toilet, you have karisam, mutam, urine, dung, excrement. So we say normally you don't look back, but when you flush the toilet, please look back for you to see the product of the day, Yeah. Okay. So karisam, mutam. So these 2 we can see every day. And these 2 are very good to contemplate. All right. So normally we call it the group number 1 is in the noviceship program or anytime if you cut the hair. So according to Visuddhimagga, let's say you put the hair, you put on your rice or porridge and try to eat when your hair is there in the porridge or in the rice. Okay. Or when you cut the nail, when you cut the nail and then you keep it and you see anybody want your nail or not. All right. So we can see this. Okay. So now clear already. So we call it 20. How we get 24 times? How many group? 4 group. All right. Skin, kidney, lung, brain. Okay. So you got 4 group. 4 times 5, you got 20. And then water is 12. 6. They are sextet, all right? So 6 times 2. So you got 12. Now, how to remember all this? One way is you recite the Pali lah. Kesa, Loma, Naka, Danta, Tacho, Mamsam, Naru, Ati Mijang, Wakam, Hadaya, Yakanam, Kilomakam, Pipakam, Papasam. Anta gunang udariyam karisam matalukam pitam seham pubo lohita sedo medo asuwasa kelo singanika lasika mutam. So you can recite the Pali again but when you recite the Pali, also memorize the English. Okay. Now this For this kind of thing, like this is a different pronunciation. For us, we international Pali we recite as Semha, Seham. But Myanmar, they will recite as Semma. They recite M and H together, so they recite Semma. So just now when Sahaja Agawati recite, you notice that there are different pronunciation. So okay, so we already know the 32 body parts you can divide as two great elements. There's a earth elements and water elements. All right, because earth means, what's the meaning of earth? Means hardness. Okay, when we say earth means hardness is more predominant. And when we say water element means water is more predominant, right? Sweat and so on. Inside the hair, of course, there's some water, but the water is little bit only. All right, so when we clear about this, let's go for next one. Okay. Let's consider the things here. Internal organs. So how many of you have seen this one? I think we see this when people are killing the chicken, or they eat the chicken internal part, then they see intestine, right? Yeah, this one. So sometimes when people are cooking the flesh of the chicken, then they see the bones and so on. Right. So it's obvious when you see in the food. All right. Hadayam, yeah. Okay. In the link below, I put some video. So today, I think we will not show you the video. All right. So now I will go for this one. All right. Now, how are we going to practice in our daily life? All right. So it's make more sense to practice every day instead of just waiting for deep jhana to get to see the 32 body parts. So of this thing, because we in our body there are 9 big holes and millions of small holes, means that body pores. So you can observe it every day: faeces, urine, snot, saliva, all this every day. So the moment you wake up, why you need to wash your face? Okay, you need to brush your teeth because of the impurity coming out of our body. And then why you need to wash the body. So if you want to practice well, don't use a strong kind of like shampoo, because this will cover up the nature of the body. So try to use a not so strong smell. Because once your body smell very nice, you forget about the asubha, impurity. So you practice mindfulness at the eating time, chewing time, and toilet time. That's very important. Especially toilet time, to contemplate, to see urine and faeces. So this is important. So that's why when every time you go to toilet, don't flush immediately. Go and see, contemplate it before flushing. Okay. This is a very good nature of asubha. So, and try to understand the nature of everything means to see the anicca, dukkha, anatta, asubha of the body. So normally we say anicca, dukkha, anatta. Not only, so we need to see impermanence, suffering, non-self, and asubha. Asubha means impurity. So we can translate in another way. So subha, the meaning of subha means beautiful. All right. So when we say asubha means non-beautiful. Non-beautiful means you can say ugly, or sometimes they translate as loathsome, sometimes they translate as impurity, right? It's opposite of subha. Anything opposite of subha means asubha. All right, okay. Right. So we are going for reading. So I think it's good to have a. Shall we break, or you want me to continue? Okay. Anyway, I think we can continue. All right. Thomas, you can read this one first. Yes.
Mindfulness occupied with the body. Again, bhikkhus. A bhikkhu reviews this body, up from the soles of the feet and down from the top of the hair, and contained in the skin, as full of many kinds of filths. In this body there are head hairs, body hairs, nails, teeth, skin, flesh, sinews, bones, bone marrow, kidney, heart, liver, midriff, spleen, lungs, bowels, entrails, gorge, dung, bile, phlegm, pus, blood, sweat, fat, tears, grease, spittle, snot, oil of the joints, and urine. The brain being included in the bone marrow in this version, with a total of only 31 aspects.
Okay, so if you calculate the brain inside the bone marrow, is 31. But if we calculate as the 32 body parts, should be under the earth element. Now we can see, now I recommend you all get this Visuddhimagga book. All right, so it's a very detailed instruction here. All right, so I already get only certain points, which I think is important. All right. So steps shown as in the Visuddhimagga for the verbal and mental. Now, if we say verbal means you recite out like head hair, body hair, and so on. So verbally you need to recite. Mentally means you recite in the mind. So divide the 32 into 6 groups as above. So like we say just now, there are 6 groups here. Okay, so there are 6 groups here. So you recite according to these 6 groups. So according to instruction, recite the items in the first group in forward order and backward order. So you head hair, body hair, nail, teeth, skin, forward order. And then backward order, skin, teeth, nail, body hair, head hair. Then number 2, recite the items in the second group in forward order. Second group is flesh, sinews, bones, bone marrow, kidney. Then after that, recite all the way backward to the first item. So this means that this is a, okay, second group. 1, 2, 3, 4. Kidney, bone marrow, bones, sinews, flesh. Then after that, recite back to the first item. So it is doing this forward order, backward order, forward order, backward order, and repeat for other groups. So you should recite verbally hundreds of times, thousands of times, even 100,000s of times. So for it, through the verbal recitation, that the meditation subject becomes familiar, and the mind being thus prevented from running here and there, the parts become evidence. So what's the purpose of this verbal recitation? Is to prevent wandering thoughts, and also to make sure you are familiar with the 32 body parts, so you are familiarized with it. Then the mental recitation should be done just as it is done verbally. For the verbal recitation is a condition for the mental recitation, and the mental recitation is a condition for the penetration of characteristic of foundness. So after you do verbally, then you do mentally. All right. Now, but if people find 32 parts is not easy to remember all, it's not easy to remember all the bali and 32. So what we do is, yes, you can recite the 32, but you can practice those obvious ones. Choose which one is obvious. Okay. Or practice those you can aware, like we say the head hair, nail, teeth, or whatever. So during the ordination time, the monks or nuns chant the kesa, loma, naka, danda, tacho. The first one, the hair, body hair, nail, teeth, skin. Because this can be seen with one's own physical eyes. All right. So during the Buddha time, young novices, they contemplate the hair as foulness, because when they shave, the hair fall down. So some gain arahantship as young as even 7 years old, like the Arahant Sobhaka, very young, 7 years old. This is because they have perfection in the past, and also because maybe another reason they also practice this meditation. So this meditation is very familiar for them, so very easy for them to get it. Now, another way is, if you find it's not easy, and if somebody who has samatha practice, so they can choose the white kasina, right? But according to recommendation here, actually I read this somewhere here because I didn't, this is more like on bowel practice. So you need to gain some concentration to the breathing meditation. Then after that, use the white kasina, because white kasina is once it have counterpart sign, is very bright and white. So use the whiteness shine on the 32 body parts. Then you can see repulsiveness. Yeah. Because the white kasina clarifies the mind, make it easy to see the impermanent elemental nature of the body, which is the core aspect of this meditation. Okay? So this is another way we call it shortcut. But to have this shortcut, somebody must good in jhana, must good in white kasina. So either it's a shortcut or long way also, up to you all. So if you can get some good jhana practice based on white kasina, then you can practice this one. Okay. Now, we need to look at the sutta. Why we need to look at sutta? Because Visuddhimagga always quote from different suttas. And remember, we say Visuddhimagga is a general commentary. So, compared to, there are a few books we call it very special, like we call it general commentary to the Tipitaka. This means that based on the Visuddhimagga, you can get very good point from the whole Tipitaka. And it refers to this book, Kayagata Sati. In the Majjhima Nikaya, middle length, the Uparipanasa, Anupadavagga. All right. So in this sutta, you can find few practices. There are 32 body parts, there are 4 great elements, there are corpse contemplation. So this sutta is actually quite famous because it covers many aspects. Now, I put the Pali here because just to show you all, we are really following the teaching of the Buddha. So this is the chanting we done. Now you can see we already done the exact chanting, Ewa mea ko biwa. Okay, imam, kayam, udam, padatara, ado, kesamataka. So the chanting is actually coming from this sutta. Tacha paryantam, puranana pakarasa asuchino, all right? Then ati imasamen kaye, in the body, kesa, loma, naka, and so on. So 32 body parts. And you can see in the same sutta, then you see, okay, now we invite Pali student. Sister Vera, you can read the Pali and English. Is the Sister Vera here?
Yes.
Okay.
Good evening, Saji.
Okay, yes.
Una cakparang bikawe bhikkhu imami wa kayam yatatitam yatapanihitam datuso pacavikati ati imasmin kaye patawidatu apodatu tejodatu vayodatu ti. Furthermore, the monk contemplates this very body, however it stands, however it is disposed, in terms of properties, elements. In this body, there is the earth property, the liquid water property, the fire property, and the wind property.
Continue. Yeah.
Just as a skilled butcher or his apprentice, having killed a cow, would sit at a crossroads, cutting it up into pieces, the monk contemplates this very body, however it stands, however it is disposed, in terms of properties. In this body, there is the earth property, the liquid property, the fire property, and wind property. And as he remains thus heedful, ardent, and resolute, any memories and resolves related to the household life are abandoned. And with their abandoning, his mind gathers and settles inwardly, grows unified and centered. This is how a monk develops mindfulness immersed in the body.
Okay, thank you very much. So, yes, this very body. Now, you can see the emphasis A1, this very body. This means that here is, in a way we can interpret, is when you practice this one, you are not contemplating other people's body, your own body, right? Your own body. Now, when we say this word, however it stand, yada tita. What's the meaning of stand? Stand means or exist. Sometimes tita can be exist. Panida. Panida means dispose. This is actually quite funny English. Panida means however, maybe you can say exist or mean in the four postures. And then this is referred to small posture. Means that whenever we are moving here, moving there, other posture beside the four body postures. So means that in any time, any place. So we should see the 32 body parts as four great elements. There's a Patavi, Apo, Tejo, Vayu, earth, water, fire, wind. All right. So this is also another way to practice the 32 body parts as the four great elements. Now, when we study the four great elements, we'll come to this sutta again. Okay. Now, after that, the same sutta, it continues with the corpse contemplation. So this sutta actually is quite interesting. It's 3 in 1. All right. Okay. Now, next Pali student. Okay, Chai Hun, you can read.
Puna kaparang bhikkhave, bhikkhu seya tapi, pasya sarirang, sivatikaya, charitang, ekahamatang, va dvihamatang, va tihamatang, va udumatakang, vinirakang, vipukbakajatang. Furthermore, as if he were to see a corpse cast away in the charnel ground 1 day, 2 days, 3 days, dead, bloated, livid, and festering, he applies it to this very body. This body too, such is its nature, such is its future, such is unavoidable fate, the contemplation of corpse decomposition.
Okay. So that's mean that when we see the corpse of other people's body, we should apply it to our body. So means that you see the external asubha, you apply it to as an internal asubha. So, and this one, we cannot avoid it, Yeah. So one day the body will be in this stage also. All right, now we go for the Visuddhimagga. So I put a paragraph here. So paragraph 49, 58, and so on. So if you want to read, please read there. All right, 7 folds. Yeah. Okay, next student. Okay, Brother Cole, you can read.
The practice as mentioned in the Visuddhimagga, the sevenfold skill in learning, paragraph 49. Herein, the sevenfold skill in learning should be told thus: 1. As verbal recitation. 2. As mental recitation. 3. As to color. 4. As to shape. 5. As to direction. 6. As to location. 7. As to delimitation. Paragraph 38. Item 3. As to color. The color of the dead hairs, etc. should be defined. Paragraph item 4. As to shape. Their shape should be defined too. Item 5. As to direction. In this body, upwards from the navel is the upward direction, and downwards from it is the downward direction. So the direction should be defined thus: this part is in this direction.
Okay, thank you. So let's say after you recite Kesa, Loma, Naka, Danta, and then verbal, and then you recite in the mind, then you start to remember the first one is Kesa. Kesa means head hair. Now, what is the color of head hair? So according to us, most of Asian would be black or maybe brown, black. Shape, the hair will be long and slim. Direction, so either upwards or downwards, okay? So the head hair for above the navel, so on the top, so it's upwards. So we can say this, the head hair is on the top of the body. Now, location number 6. Okay, next student, Melinda, you can read number 6.
Thank you, Saji. Number 6, as to location, the location of this or that part should be defined thus. This part is established in this location. Paragraph 59.7. As to the delimitation, there are two kinds of delimitation. There is the delimitation of the similar and delimitation of the dissimilar. Herein, the delimitation of the similar should be understood in this way. This part is delimited above and below and around by this. Delimitation of the dissimilar should be understood as non-intermixedness in this way. Paragraph 60. When the teacher tells the skill in learning in 7 ways, thus, he should do so knowing that in certain suttas, this meditation subject is expounded from the point of view of repulsiveness, and in certain suttas from the point of view of elements. For in the Maha Satipatthana Sutta, DN22, it is expounded only as repulsiveness. In the Maha Hattipadopama Sutta, MN28, in the Maha Rahulo Vada Sutta, MN62, and the Dhatu Vibhanga, MN140, and also Vibhanga 82, it is expounded as elements. Herein, it is an insight meditation subject that is expounded as elements, and the serenity samatha meditation subject that is expounded as repulsiveness. Consequently, it is only the serenity meditation subject that is relevant here.
Okay, thank you very much.
Thank you.
Right. So 59, I think the text also didn't mention much. But I think when you see the other example, there are some. So I think it's not so important, so we can skip it. Now, we need to know. So here you can see most of the time, either you see as asubha, repulsiveness. Most of the time, either you see as 4 great elements. So it's the same meditation, 32 body parts. Sometimes you can see repulsiveness, asubha, or as earth element, water element, and so on. So when you practice it as an insight meditation, it's actually as a four great elements. But in a samatha, it's only see as a asubha. So just trying to say same meditation, different viewpoint only. Can be samatha vipassana. Okay, now this on the paragraph 61 to 79. All right, so okay, next one. All right. So is Jen here? Okay, Jen, you can read. Yeah. Jen, yeah.
Yes, Saji, can you hear me?
Yes, yes. Okay.
Okay, the tenfold skill in giving attention. To follow the order, not skip any of one in the 32 body parts, as not too quick, as not too slow. To warding off distraction, hindrances, to overcome name concept, label, head, hairs, body hairs. He must surmount the concept head hairs, body hairs, and establish consciousness on only the actual repulsiveness, asubha. As to the successive living, in giving his attention, he should eventually leave out any part that do not appear to him. As to absorptions part by part, the intention here is this. It should be understood that absorption is brought about in each one of the parts.
Okay, thank you very much. All right. Now, this is 10 methods of how to be skillful to pay attention. All right. First one is just continue from 1st to 32. So don't skip it, follow the order. And make sure it's not too quick or not too slow. Right. So if you want to read more, you go for paragraph 61, 79. So this means that when you recite Kesa, Loma, Naka, you cannot be too fast or too slow. Because sometimes when you recite too slow, your mind might wander. But if you recite too fast, you feel tired, right? And also, what's the purpose? Is to reduce the hindrances. Hindrances mean like sensual desire, ill will, sleepiness, worry, and so on. And also another thing is overcome the concept. So when we recite head, hair, body, hair, kesa, loma, anatta, whatever. So at that time, of course, we are reciting the words like head, hair, body, hair, kesa, loma. But your mind's supposed to be focused on the asubha, all right? Asubha, repulsiveness. And let's say when you're practicing like these 32 body parts, some parts are not clear to you. So you can leave it for temporarily. And absorption means based on this, they can get first jhana. All right. So they can based on each part can get to jhana. Then this one I think not so important yet. All right. Because when I read it, I don't think it's much more on this one. It's kind of like general things. So there are about 3 suttas here. One is about jhana for balance in concentration, effort, equanimity, or to realize the supreme coolness, that is a nibbana, to develop the skills in enlightenment factors. So even in Visuddhimagga, it's just mentioned as 1 or 2 paragraphs, not so very detailed. So anyway, 79. So the meditator should make sure that he has apprehended these 7-fold skills in learning well and has properly defined this 10-fold skill in giving attention and thus learning the meditation subject or object properly with both kinds of skill. Okay, so already now, how should I practice? All right, so we should read this one, 80. Okay, next student. Okay, Chuwon, you can read. Can you turn on the video also? Yeah. Yes.
Okay. 80, starting the practice, if it is convenient for him to live in the same monastery as a teacher, then he need not get explained in detail, thus to begin with, but as he applies himself to the meditation subject after he has made quite sure about it, he can have each successive stage explained as he reaches each distinction. One who wants to live elsewhere, however, must get it explained to him in detail in the way already given. And he must turn it over and over, getting all the difficulties solved. He should leave an abode of an unsuitable kind as described in the description of the earth kasina and go to live in the suitable one. Then he should sever the minor impediments such as cutting a long head hair, nails, etc., mending ropes, etc., and set about the preliminary work for giving attention to repulsiveness.
Okay, thank you very much. So this is how he should practice, right? Okay, the first one, he go to get to find the teacher to get the meditation. So if live in the same monastery, no need to get all the detail because he can ask whenever he need to ask. But if he going to live elsewhere, he need to get explained in detail how to meditate it, right, and solve all the problems. Then he should find a suitable place. Now, minor impediment means if you want to meditate, you should not be worried about your hair is too long or nail is too long or there's for monks, ropes need to mend and so on. So after you cut off all the minor and major impediment, then he start to meditate, right? So now from this 82, then 83, there are onwards a lot of 32 body parts. So from 32 means he need to apprehend the sign, define all the other parts by the color. There are a few things here. Color, shape, direction. Like the head hair is a black color, shape is long, direction means above the body. on the top body. Location is on top of the skull, delimitation, and also should define the repulsiveness in 5 ways by the color, shape, odor. Because all the body part has some smell, habitat also, and location. So we can read the start from this part onwards in the Visuddhimagga, detailed instruction, detailed description of the body parts. Okay, next student. So you all take turn to read so I can rest. Okay, new student. Where's the new student? Elaine? Okay, you can try.
Paragraph 83. Full description of the body parts. Firstly, head hair are black in their normal color, the color of flesh. Aritaka 6, 19. As to shape, they are the shape of long, round measuring rods. As to the direction, they lie in the upper direction. As to location, their location is the wet inner skin that develops the skull. It is bounded on both sides by the roots of the ears, in front by the forehead, and behind by the nape of the neck. As to delimitation, they are bounded below by the surface of their own roots, which are fixed by entering to the amount of the tip of a rice grain into the inner skin that envelops the head. They are bounded above by space and all round by each other. There are no two hairs together. This is their delimitation by the similar. Head hairs are not body hairs, and body hairs are not head hairs, being likewise not intermixed with the remaining 31 parts. The head hairs are a separate part. This is their delimitation by the dissimilar. Such is the definition of head hairs as to color and so on. Colors. For on seeing the color of a head hair in a bowl of inviting rice gruel or cooked rice. Odor. The odor of head hairs, unless dressed with a smearing of oil, scented with flowers, etc., is most offensive. Habitat. Head hairs are disgusting since they grow on the sewage of pus, blood, urine, dung, bile, phlegm. Location. These head hairs grows on the heap of the other 31 parts as fungi do on a dunghill.
Okay, thank you very much. So when we contemplate the body parts, so to see the repulsiveness nature, so first you see the color. So normally the hair is black, yeah, for us Asian. What is the shape? Long one is a long rods. Upper direction means from the navel above, we call it upper direction. Location, where is it? All right, so it is the inside the skull, on the skin that envelops the skull. So delimitation means is where it's bounded below, all right? And when it's bounded above means because on the hair on the top is a space already. And then after that we call it by similar or not similar. Delimitation by similar and delimitation by not similar. So for head hair is easy because we can see with our physical eyes. Okay, so head hair is easier to contemplate by the color, by the direction, location, delimitation, and then the, like for example, color, if the head hair is only the rice, you put on the rice glue, it will be very gruesome. So we can see asubha. So the odor, if you don't wash the hair for a few days, it's very smelly. So it's a glow on the body. Okay, and so on. So for other body parts, please refer to the Visuddhimagga. Okay. So first you practice on the hair first. Okay. Then we read this one. Maybe, okay. Brother Lip, you want to read? Yeah.
Okay. Which part from
The
paragraph
one, yeah, these three.
139?
Yeah, these three paragraphs, yes.
When the meditator has defined the parts beginning with the head hairs in this way by color, shape, direction, location, and delimitation, and he gives his attention to the ways beginning with the following the orders, not too quickly, to their repulsiveness in the 5 aspects of color, shape, smell, habitat, and location. Then at last he overcome the concept. Paragraph 140. If he applies his attention externally as well, when all the parts have become evident in this way, then human beings, animal, etc., as they go about are divested of their aspect of being and appear as such assemblage of parts. And when drink, food, etc., is being swallowed by them, it appears as though it were being put in among the assemblage of parts. Paragraph 141. Then, as he gives his attention to them again and again, as repulsive, employing the process of successive living, etc., eventually absorption arises in him.
Okay, thank you. So this is
Okay.
talking about, thank you very much, Brother Lim. So try to see repulsiveness in these 5 aspects. So here we only show the hair. So in the Visuddhimagga, path of purification, you can refer to other 31 body parts. So try to see repulsiveness, then you can overcome the concept. Concept means when you see the hair, it appears just like hair, but you have to see it as repulsiveness. If you don't see repulsiveness, that means that your mind still take it as a hair. Right. Then what I say, when you be able to do it on 32 body parts, so you can see all the parts. At that time, you don't see a being or human walking around. What you see is just they are made of many, many parts. It's like, for example, when you see a car. So if you take out we call it the metal piece of the car, you can see all the engine, the wheel, the steering also. And so you can see the different parts of the car. So let's say, for example, if somebody take out the skin, you can see the kidney, lung, bone marrow, right? So when they have enough concentration, they can see different parts only. So he need to practice to see. The main thing is, because this is asubha, he need to practice to see asubha again. I think that's enough. So next week we continue, all right? Because next week we can read about other parts. Okay. So any last question before we share the medics? Any last question? All right. Yeah, Brother Ko.
In the case of this asubha, it's more of samatha, right, rather than what do you call vipassana, right?
Vipassana, right? Yes.
Or vipassana.
Is samatha and vipassana.
Because if we were to reflect that way, it would be actually a lot of thinking going on, a lot of
and that is why for these 32 body parts, you can get only first jhana. Because you need vitakka. Vitakka is thinking, like you say. So you need to think about the different parts of the body, the color and shape only. So that's why you need the Vitakka. Somebody can only, based on this one, can only get first jhana. That's why it's samatha, but only first jhana. Okay?
So that means chanting will be even simpler because at least the rhythm is there.
Yeah, but if you do the chanting, your mind still on the concept, You have to go beyond the concept, go to the asubha. So the best way is instead of waiting to get first jhana, first jhana only, so try to see it in your daily life. All right. For example, if you taking care of old people, so try to see their asubha. Then apply the same knowledge. Like last time I told you the experience. Like just now I told you, I went to the hospital. The guy next to sit next to me having some, I think, nose cancer. His thing coming out from him non-stop. He cannot even stop it. He have a tissue or handkerchief, but the handkerchief already wet. So at that time I feel very compassionate towards him. Yeah. I see the asubha in him. Okay. It's up to now I still remember, because when we say as a knowledge, sometimes it's a kind of like when you see things like this, it appear very vividly to your mind and you forever remember the experience. For example, if you manage to see a car accident and then you see what happened in car accident, all the body parts are come out, right? Maybe the blood all come out, Yeah. So last time I think I was cutting one of the fruits. Accidentally not cut the fruits, cut my finger. It's actually the blood come out a lot, It's not to say painful. Normally when any parts injured in the body, you don't feel the pain immediately, but the blood actually quite non-stop. Yeah. So when we see the 32 body parts, we see any of parts appear in front of us, even in daily life. As long as you can take it as repulsive, it appears really as a knowledge. And once it appears as a knowledge, you forever remember it. That's why when car accident happen, go and watch it. I mean, go and see how people's body, Yeah. For me, if car accident happen, I will go and see. But unfortunately, I never see one. I never have the karma go and see car accident happen to other people. So if you got a chance, go and see asubha. And of course, like in Thai tradition, certain monastery they have devotees offer them the body for them to contemplate the corpse contemplation. Okay. For me, I don't see the human corpse. Yeah, but I see my center, we got the dogs and cat. We let it be natural. This means that they live, they will die due to when they fight with each other. Last time the 4 dogs, actually the dog is very cruel. They go and our cat don't know what happened on the roof. The cat stay on the roof. It fell down to the ground. So the 4 dogs go and attack it. Yeah. Until it died. So before it died, I had to take care of it. So Sajaga was not around. So it was breathing very suffering, because it had body pain. So it like this before finally it passed away 1 hour later. So I see this as natural, parts of life. But it's a good opportunity to see the animals. When you see the animals are beings. So whatever happened to them, one day also happened to us, all the asubha, all the corpse contemplation is part of our body. So what I say now, instead of waiting to get first jhana, so we try to see in our daily practice, right? So when you go for your toilet, don't flush immediately. Observe what happened, in your urine and faeces. It's very good contemplation. Okay. Okay, so may we share the merits?